CULES, did you see that? This was a real thriller in Valencia. Barça made another comeback, the 5th remontada this year. 2 changes in the starting even, Casado and Rashford with Rafinha playing behind the striker. A bold experiment from Hansi Flick, and none of it worked. Levante played with 5 at the back like a wall, and we looked toothless. Levante scored with their very first dangerous attack. Manu Sanchez took the ball from Lamine. Tojan gave the perfect pass to Romero, and the striker froze time in the box, beat Cubarsí, and outplayed Joan Garcia. That goal took the air out of Barça, who started well but gradually lost their edge. Only Pedri, with his clear mind, and Lamine, the embodiment of chaos and dribbling, tried to take control again. Barça pushed for a goal, but they were stopped by the heavy pitch and the crossbar after Ferran's shot. Between Romero's goal and Ferran's miss, Barça got more and more confused, and then came a psychological blow right before halftime, a questionable penalty after the ball ricocheted off Baldi's arm. The referee hesitated, VAR intervened, and Morales made it 2-0. It's worth noting that this goal also started with a mistake from Yamal. Let's pause for a moment on the referee Alejandro Hernandez and this decision. Remember El Clásico in May? That epic match was refereed by, yes, our friend Hernandez. Back then, Tchouaméni's handball, 0 reaction from the ref. VAR called him, the replays were there, but the referee said, no penalty, that's it. And now in Valencia, basically the same moment. The ball barely touches a hand that's almost glued to the body. And what does the same referee do? Runs to the monitor and immediately gives a penalty. And in the 7th minute of stoppage time, when only 3 were added. Even former referee Cesar Barrenechea Montero called this decision very harsh because Balde had no intention of playing the ball with his hand. Pure double standards, silence in El Clásico. A penalty out of nothing here. What do you think of this refereeing? Write in the comments. After the match, the audio from the VAR room for this episode was published, and I have to share it with you. Jorge Figueroa from the headquarters in Las Rosas informed Alejandro Hernandez about the incident. Alejandro, I recommend you take a look at a potential handball penalty, he said. Then he added, when you're at the screen, let me know, please. Alejandro Hernandez replied, the hand is quite far from the body, correct, on the shot. Give me super slow motion, I want to see it very slowly. Just a penalty, no card for number 3. Jorge Figueroa confirmed, correct. So there you have it, friends. I'll just add that most analysts agreed it wasn't a penalty and that this match definitely wasn't the best highlight of Hernandez's career. But let's get back to our team. Let's be honest, overall, this was a disastrous 45 minutes for Barcelona. And even the controversial referee decision is no excuse for us. Barcelona conceded twice after their own mistakes in transitions. The team often got hit on the counter, and the high defensive line looked far from reliable. Despite total dominance in possession, 86% possession, and yet a complete 0 in the first half. The team played so predictably it seemed like Flick's words after the first match just flew right past them. Rashford tried to create something, but neither Casado nor even Lamine made a difference. This performance was a real shock for all of us. A cold shower. Yes, Manu Sanchez completely shut down Yamal in the first half. He already did it last season for Alaves, and here he did it again. Levante kept us in a cage. But Hansi Flick must have absolutely roasted the guys in the locker room. I'm sure of it, especially remembering how unhappy he was after the Mallorca game. Nobody was spared. And what did Barça do after the break? They came out fully charged and focused after Flick's words, gathered all their character and delivered a second half that will go down in history. With Olmo and Gavi coming on for Rashford and Casado, Barça gained speed and structure. Gavi gave the team confidence and became a key figure defensively, giving Barça the stability needed to neutralize Levante's main weapon in quick transitions. Hansi Flick's changes were crucial. In just 5 minutes, the comeback was complete. First, Pedri fired in a screamer from distance. The goalkeeper didn't even see it coming, with Lamine picking up the assist. And then Ferran headed in Rafinha's corner, 2-2, and the Ciutat de Valencia went silent. After that, the Blaugrana slowed down a bit and the game leveled out again. But then Flick once again showed he's a brave coach. The German coach won this game with his tactical changes. With 15 minutes left, he went all in. Lewandowski for Balde, Christensen for Araujo. Barça switched to 3 defenders and 2 pure strikers. Hansi Dieter showed he's not afraid to take risks. All attackers on the pitch, Rafinha running all over the left side, sometimes even playing left back. It was a real crazy house. And the full siege of Levante's goal began. Just look at what Flick did. Christensen at center back, to his left Cubarsí, to his right Koundé, who kept running forward to help Lamine on the right. Sometimes Barça stayed with only 2 defenders at the back. Kamikaze football from Flick again. In midfield, Pedri and Gavi controlled the game, Yamal and Rafinha held the width, and Olmo, Ferran and Robert threatened from the center. It was a 3-2-5 formation, or if you take Koundé out of the backline, a totally crazy 2-4-4 exclamation mark, and it paid off. Rafinha forced goalkeeper Pablo Campos into a big save after a dangerous shot, and it seemed like it would end in a draw. But then came the final moment, an own goal by El Ghezabal after Lamine Yamal's cross. It was unbelievable. Yes, CULES, we won 3-2, and this is another legendary comeback for Hansi Flick's collection. Pedri was named man of the match. Well deserved. You can see his full stats in our Football Extra app. The numbers are simply outstanding. I'll leave the link in the pinned comment. Another hero of the match was Ferran Torres. He scored the goal that brought the team back to life. And he shared some insight about what happened in the locker room at halftime. Flick gave us a few tactical pointers because we were poorly positioned, but most importantly, he told us we had to show character, that winning mentality. We came out charged up and were super effective, Ferran admitted on Movistar Plus. A great start to the season for our forward. 2 games, 2 goals. Lewandowski missed the first match, Ferran came in and delivered. Robert returned, Ferran scored again. I've always believed I can be important, I want to be a starter. Competition is big, but it only helps, he said. Describing his goal, Ferran credited Cubarsí. Pau made a great block, and it was a very important goal for the team, Ferran explained. Hansi Flick praised the team's fighting spirit, which helped take another 3 points and make it 6 out of 6. I'm proud of my players, we tried to come back and believed until the end. It's not easy because opponents usually defend very deep and we need to play better against such teams. This win will help us grow, said the German coach, who was much happier than after the Mallorca game. The most important thing is we took 3 points, but we have to analyze this match. Every match day should help us grow. Levante wasn't easy to break down because they have very fast players. On Marcus Rashford's first start, who joined in the summer, Flick added, he showed how good he is. In the second half, I had to change things and moved Rafinha back to the left wing. Luckily, Pedri's goal helped us a lot, Flick concluded, praising his team's character. Barca can't keep playing with fire because one day they'll get burned. Flick's team needs to kill off matches early and not forgive opponents like in the first half, imposing a higher tempo instead. But the season is just starting. The team is already on top and has a player like Lamine Yamal who can decide matches even when not in his best form. 2 away matches, 6 points in the bag. Next week, a trip to Rio Stadium. A win full of character adds another comeback to Flick's collection. Yes, the first half was terrible and that needs to be fixed before Vallecas. But the second half was a model of what Barca should be when they play with heart and never give up. This is the Barca I love, with character, belief and the drive to fight until the very last second. And so, CULES, we wrap up this crazy night in Valencia. Pedri, Ferran, Lamine, the heroes of this match. Flick, a coach who's not afraid to risk it all. And the team, with the heart of a champion, ready to fight until the final whistle. Who was the main hero of this comeback for you? Write in the comments, I want to hear from all of you. Smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Love Barca and Visca el Barça.